The sun rises, painting the Texas sky with hues of orange and red. A chill wind whispers through the plains, carrying with it the distant sound of drums. On the horizon, a vast army appears, a sea of men and horses stretching as far as the eye can see. They are the forces of General Santa Anna, the self-proclaimed Napoleon of the West, and they have come to crush the rebellion in Texas. In the heart of San Antonio, a small band of men stand ready. They are outnumbered, outgunned, and facing impossible odds. But their courage burns bright, fueled by a fierce love for liberty and a determination to defend their adopted homeland. These are the defenders of the Alamo, and they are prepared to make their stand. The Alamo itself is a crumbling mission, its adobe walls scarred by time and conflict. Inside, men clean their rifles, pray for deliverance, and write farewell letters to loved ones. The air is thick with anticipation, the silence broken only by the hammering of cannons and the resolute commands of their leaders. The fate of Texas and the future of the American West hang in the balance. This is the story of their sacrifice, a tale of courage and determination that will echo through history. Texas in 1836 was a land of vast potential and simmering unrest. American settlers, lured by promises of cheap land and new beginnings, had flocked to the region, igniting tensions with the Mexican government. Among these settlers were men like William Barret Travis, a young lawyer with a fiery spirit, and Jim Bowie, a legendary frontiersman with a reputation for toughness. Joining them was Davy Crockett, the famed frontiersman and former congressman, drawn to Texas by the call of adventure and the fight for freedom. These men, and the hundreds who stood with them, represented a cross-section of American pioneers, farmers, shopkeepers, soldiers, and adventurers, all united by a common desire for independence. The Alamo, a former Spanish mission, became their stronghold. Its thick walls, though crumbling, offered a semblance of protection. Within its confines, these volunteers prepared for the inevitable attack, determined to hold out against Santa Anna's forces and buy precious time for the fledgling Texan army. The stage was set for a confrontation that would decide the fate of Texas and etch the name Alamo into the annals of history. The conflict between Mexico and its Texan colonists had been brewing for years. Mexico, eager to populate its northern territories, had initially welcomed American settlers. However, cultural differences and the Texans' fierce desire for self-governance soon led to friction. When General Antonio Lopez de Santa Anna seized power in Mexico City, he vowed to crush the rebellion in Texas. Santa Anna, a ruthless dictator, was determined to make an example of the rebels and solidify his control over the region. In response, the Texans declared independence, raising the flag of a lone star over their provisional government. The Alamo, strategically located in San Antonio, became a focal point of the conflict, a symbol of Texan resistance against Mexican rule. The defenders knew that Santa Anna was on his way, his army vastly outnumbering their own. But they also knew that their stand at the Alamo, no matter how hopeless, could buy crucial time for Sam Houston, the commander of the Texan army, to gather his forces. Their sacrifice would not be in vain. For 13 long days and nights, the siege of the Alamo raged. Santa Anna's army, thousands strong, surrounded the mission, their cannons pounding the aging walls. Inside, the defenders endured a relentless bombardment, their sleep shattered by explosions and the cries of the wounded. Food and ammunition ran low, and the constant threat of death weighed heavily on the defenders, yet their spirits remained unbroken. Travis, Bowie, and Crockett rallied their men, their leadership inspiring hope even in the darkest hours. Women and children huddled in the chapel, praying for deliverance, their fears masked by a quiet courage. The men, meanwhile, fought with a ferocity born of desperation, repelling every Mexican assault with a hail of rifle fire and cannon blasts. Each day brought fresh casualties, each night a renewed sense of dread. But the defenders of the Alamo held firm, their courage a beacon of defiance in the face of overwhelming odds. William Barret Travis, the young commander of the Alamo, knew that their situation was desperate. With each passing day, the Mexican army tightened its grip, their artillery fire taking a heavy toll. Yet, Travis refused to surrender. In a letter penned during the siege, he declared, "Victory or death." These words became a rallying cry for the defenders, a testament to their unwavering resolve. Legend has it that Travis drew a line in the sand with his sword, challenging any man who wished to stay and fight for Texas to cross. One by one, the defenders stepped forward, choosing to face certain death rather than surrender their ideals. Among them was Davy Crockett, his rifle Old Betsy at the ready. The final assault came in the pre-dawn hours. Mexican troops under a hail of gunfire scaled the walls, engaging in hand-to-hand combat with the exhausted defenders. The battle raged within the compound, a desperate struggle for every inch of ground. Despite their valiant efforts, the defenders were overwhelmed. The Alamo fell, its defenders slain to a man. The walls come tumbling down. The final assault on the Alamo was a scene of unimaginable chaos and carnage. Mexican soldiers, fueled by Santa Anna's promise of no quarter, surged over the walls, their bayonets fixed. The defenders, outnumbered and outmatched, fought with the fury of cornered animals. Every corner of the mission became a battleground, the air thick with smoke and the stench of gunpowder. Men fought hand to hand, their desperate cries drowned out by the clash of steel and the roar of muskets. One by one, the defenders fell. Travis, bravely defending a cannon, was cut down. Bowie, bedridden with illness, fought off attackers from his cot until he was overwhelmed. Crockett, surrounded by fallen comrades, emptied his rifle into the enemy ranks before succumbing to a wave of Mexican soldiers. The battle raged for hours, but the outcome was never in doubt. By dawn, the Alamo was silent, its defenders slain, their bodies left where they fell. The Mexican flag flew over the battered mission, a symbol of Santa Anna's victory. Remember the Alamo. The news of the Alamo's fall sent shockwaves through Texas and the United States. What had initially been a regional conflict was transformed into a national crusade. The cry of "Remember the Alamo" echoed across the land, a rallying cry for vengeance, and a testament to the bravery of those who had perished. Sam Houston, the commander of the Texan Army, used the memory of the Alamo to inspire his troops. He knew that the sacrifice of those brave men had bought him precious time he needed to train and prepare his army for the inevitable confrontation with Santa Anna. The battle cry, "Remember the Alamo," became a symbol of Texan defiance, a reminder of the high cost of liberty and the unwavering spirit of those who fought for it. It was a call to arms, a promise that the sacrifices made at the Alamo would not be in vain. The spirit of the Alamo lived on, fueling the fires of Texan resistance. A shrine to sacrifice. In the aftermath of the Texas Revolution, the Alamo stood as a silent testament to the courage and sacrifice of its defenders. The bullet-riddled walls and charred timbers served as a stark reminder of the battle that had raged within its confines. Over time, the Alamo transitioned from a place of battle to a sacred shrine. Texans and Americans alike made pilgrimages to the site, paying homage to the men who had given their lives for freedom. The Alamo was carefully preserved, transformed into a museum and a national landmark. Its iconic facade with its distinctive curved roofline became instantly recognizable, a symbol of Texan pride and American resilience. Today, the Alamo stands as a solemn reminder of the human cost of freedom. It is a place where visitors can connect with history, reflect on the sacrifices of those who came before, and draw inspiration from their unwavering courage. The Battle of the Alamo, though a military defeat, became a powerful symbol of resistance against tyranny. It captured the imagination of the American public, inspiring countless works of art, literature, and film. The story of the Alamo, with its themes of courage, sacrifice, and unwavering determination, resonated deeply with the American spirit. It became a quintessential American tale, a story passed down through generations, its message of resilience and the pursuit of liberty as relevant today as it was then. The Alamo stands as a reminder that freedom is not free. It is a testament to the human spirit's ability to overcome adversity, even in the face of overwhelming odds. The legacy of the Alamo is not just a Texan story, it is an American story, a tale that continues to inspire and resonate with each passing generation. The bravery shown at the Alamo wasn't just a chapter in history, it's a story that continues to inspire us today. These heroes didn't just fight for Texas, they fought for freedom. So, what does freedom mean to you? Let us know in the comments. If you want to learn more about the battles that shaped America, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell for more stories of courage and sacrifice. And as always, remember the Alamo.